Hi and welcome to another lecture in the RICS APC Essentials course. This course is crafted in order to help those who want to get chartered under the quantity surveying route. In this lecture, we're going to be discussing construction technology and environmental services, and this is a core competency and a very important one for each and every single quantity surveyor to be aware of and to master. This competency is required up to level 3 advising, so we're going to be discussing level 1 knowing, level 2 doing, and level 3 advising. We're going to be splitting this lecture into 3 sections as alluded to. In level 1, we're going to be discussing the foundation types. We're going to be showcasing the different types of the frames in the superstructure. We're going to be explaining the main differences between the commercial fit outs category A and category B buildings. We're going to be diving deeper a little bit into waterproofing. We're going to show different finishes to external walls. We're going to discuss the hazardous materials such as asbestos, and we're going to explain the building regulations here in the UK, and you can do your own research in your country of practice. We're going to be showing different MAP systems that could be installed in buildings. We're going to be expanding a little bit on the modern methods of construction, in addition to the passive house and how you can improve the design of the house to improve the ventilation in it. We're going to be also discussing structural insulated panels, which are some forms of the modern methods of construction, and they can massively improve the heat performance of the building. And we're going to be expanding on sustainable urban drainage systems, better known as the SODs. And we're going to end level 1 by some notes that quantity surveyors will have to be aware of. Then we're going to be moving to level 2, which is doing. And in level 2, which is doing, the best way to tackle it is to provide a couple of them examples about how the candidate can write this area of competence up to level 2 within their APC submission, and we're following the same strategy in level 3 by providing a couple of them examples. When it comes to commercial buildings, there are 2 main categories that any quantity surveyor has to be aware of. So Cat A and Cat B, or Category A and Category B. Category A is the commercial space as commissioned by the landlord, which will contain the basic finishes, the raised access flooring if applicable, the basic MEP services such as the ventilation and air conditioning, the lighting, as well as the water installations and the foul drainage. This is going to be in addition to the basic fire detection and firefighting systems. The category B is what adds the identity to the place. So think of branding, think of specific partition walls and doors, think of the style of the furniture, think of discs, think of specialist MEP equipment, in addition to specialist lighting, the FF&E, which are fittings, furnishings and equipment. So this can include white goods, it can include coffee corners, it can include also the kitchen units and the likes. The category B as well can also include the works of art and any sort of branding that is required in order to make the space flourish. As we have explained, it's all about adding the identity to the space. Every business will have its own identity. And now we're reaching level 3, which is advising, and I think the best way to tackle it is by providing a couple of examples about how you can write your RICS APC submission for this specific area of competence up to level 3. So the first example is about an educational project, and the quantity surveyor started working on this project after RIBA stage 3, which is coordinated design, and in RIBA stage 4, which is detailed design, the client wanted to explore a couple of them options concerning foundations and cladding. So in this specific project, the quantity surveyor advised on a couple of them options for the foundations based on understanding the design requirements and the loads applied to the building. These 2 options were isolated footings and thin raft. So the quantity surveyor would normally take into account the constructability of the proposed options in addition to the prices of these 2 options. And for the external cladding on this specific project, it was a game of comparing and contrasting between the classic blockwork and the steel frame system, which could be used for rain screens or curtain walls. And following the previous example, it's about checking the constructability, checking the design requirements, what they would prefer, and also what is going to be the final cost of the 2 options, and proposing what works best for the client's needs.
in this exact situation, the client wasn't really fussed about the most expensive options. They wanted the least expensive option. The second example is about a residential project. The quantity surveyor was involved since RIBA stage 1, which is preparation and brief. In RIBA stage 2, which is conceptual design, the quantity surveyor wanted to explore external drainage systems with the design team. So the quantity surveyor proposed a couple of them drainage systems, such as the wetlands, the sustainable urban drainage systems, in addition to the geocellular attenuation tanks. And following the previous example that we have discussed above, it's a game of checking whether these options align with the client requirements, how constructible these options are, and what is going to be the time and cost impact of these options. And in this specific case, the client had a large enough area to accommodate wetlands, because attenuation tanks, they could be used when there is a congested space and surface water need to be stored for some time before being released to water courses. And that saved time and money to the client, and the client is happy.
And this is all for this video, which is meant to be an extended trailer or a teaser. And if you want to have full access to the full length, the recorded videos, the notes, the presentations, and the question and answer banks, do not hesitate to get enrolled on the APC Essentials course on the APC Mastery Path web portal. And you can make the best use of a coupon code, which is APC35 for a 35% discount. All the best in your APC journey. Thanks a lot for watching, and catch you in the next video.